ओम शांति। यह बाबा की सेवा के लिए नया चैनल चालू किया है। इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें। ओम शांति।
Om Shanti. Morning Murli, 17th March. Sweet letter of Bap Dada for sweet children. Essence, sweet children, instead of telling entertaining stories of devotion, tell everyone spiritual things. Sweet children, instead of telling entertaining stories of devotion, tell everyone spiritual things. Do the service of liberating everyone from Ravan's kingdom. Question: what main virtue is required to attain success in the service you do? What main virtue is required to attain success in the service you do? Answer: the virtue of being egoless. The virtue of being egoless. It is shown of Mahavirs, means brave warriors, that whenever there was a spiritual gathering somewhere, Mahavir would go and sit among the shoes because he did not have body consciousness. However, this requires courage. You can go to any spiritual gathering dressed as you wish and listen to them. Go dressed in an incognito way and serve them. Song Solutions to Shiva. Om Shanti. This praise is of God, the highest on high. Call him Ishwar, God, or the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, but just by calling him God, you don't understand him to be the Father. And this is why you should call him the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. He is the creator of this human world. Now, what does the highest on high? What does the highest on high Father comes and say? What does say? He says, impure human beings call out to me to come and purify them. Pure means pure. Only God is called the purifier. He truly does definitely come. They remember God on the path of devotion, and so he surely does come. However, he only comes when he has to give the devotees the fruit of their devotions. To give the fruit means to give the inheritance. It is very easy for him. He can give you liberation in life in a second. It is said that King Janak received liberation in life in a second. The name of only one is remembered. Liberation in life in a second means liberation in life in a second means to receive peace and happiness. People say they want peace, happiness, and a long life. When someone dies at a young age, it is said he had untimely death, or that he did not live a full life. Now, whatever the Father did when he came is remembered. If you receive liberation in life in a second, you must definitely have had bondage in life prior to that. The end of the Iron Age is said to be bondage in life, and the beginning of the Golden Age is said to be liberation in life. It is said, receive liberation in life while living at home like Janak did. The Father explains, there are just the two things. There are just the two things, Raj Yoga and knowledge. Ancient Raj Yoga of Bharat is very well known. Ancient means from the beginning. But from when? Human beings don't know this because they say the duration of each cycle is hundreds of thousands of years. Everyone wants the ancient knowledge and yoga of Bharat through which Bharat becomes heaven. Bharat is now very unhappy. At first there was the Sun dynasty kingdom. It does not exist now. And so they remember that and ask who taught Raj Yoga and knowledge. Who taught Raj Yoga and knowledge? They don't know this. Otherwise, there is not any difficulty in a child receiving his inheritance from his father. Belong to the father and you will become worthy of the inheritance. You still have to receive teachings from the mother, father, and teacher. They too need the inheritance of liberation, and this is why they adopt gurus. However, no one can give liberation in life. Only when it is the end of bondage in life, and therefore the beginning of liberation in life, can the one who gives liberation in life come. People have only heard there is liberation in life in a second, or that you can go from the kingdom of Ravan to the kingdom of Rama. That is, you can become pure from impure. However, they don't know how they can become that. They don't know how they can become that. The Father speaks to you souls. These are spiritual teaching which the Supreme Spirit gives you. These are spiritual teachings which the Supreme Spirit gives you. There, it is always human beings who read the scriptures. They say such and such a Mahatma gave them knowledge. Here, there is ancient Raj Yoga and knowledge which the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, gave you 5,000 years ago, through which you became deities. It has now disappeared. If it had not disappeared, why would he speak it to you? If human beings did not become impure, how could the purifier Father come? You have to take 84 births to become impure. The Father explains the detail of this to you. He also explains the clans to you. Brahma is required and the father of Brahma is also required. The father of all three, Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar, is Shiva. He sits here and gives you ancient knowledge through Brahma, through which you will become the masters of the land of Vishnu. Brahmins become deities. From human beings of the Brahman religion, you are now becoming those of the deity religion. Therefore, Brahma, the father of people, is required first. Therefore, Brahma, the father of people, is required first. Krishna cannot be called the father of people. They have made up many wrong stories, such as Krishna had so many queens and children, etc. That is a mistake. In fact, it is Brahma, not Shri Krishna, who has children. Brahma then becomes Krishna. The upheaval of this one birth has confused human beings. They have said Krishna is the god of the Gita and removed Shiva. Everyone says that Brahma has 3 faces, and so they have become so confused. They have completely lost Shiva, the creator. The creator himself comes and tells you how he created the deity religion. You cannot ask how God creates the world. People call out to the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the purifier, to come and purify impure beings. The world does not know. It is now the kingdom of Ravan. They sit and relate wrong stories of Ravan. Those are called the entertaining stories of the path of devotion. Whereas these are spiritual things. So at this time, all Sitas, all the devotees are in Ravan's jail and they are very unhappy in Ravan's kingdom. Everyone now has to be liberated from the kingdom of Ravan. The father has now come and he says, children, now that your 84 births have ended, you have to return home. People call out to me, remover of sorrow, bestower of happiness, come. This name only applies to me. There is infinite sorrow in the Iron Age, whereas there is infinite happiness in the Golden Age. In order to give you the inheritance of happiness, once again I am now teaching you Raj Yoga and knowledge once again. This old world is to be destroyed. People are very much afraid of destruction. They feel that if people stop fighting each other, there would be peace. How could there be peace with so many religions? The Father explains all these religions that exist now did not exist before. When there was just one religion, there truly was the kingdom of peace and happiness. Now everyone asks how there can be peace of mind. Oh, first of all, you have to understand what a mind is. What a mind is. A mind and intellect are in each soul. It is the tongue of a person that enables him to speak and his eyes that enables him to see. On the whole, it would be said that human beings are totally unhappy. It is very easy to tell everyone, remember the Father and inheritance. Then explanation of the tree and the drama also have to be given, and you have these pictures made for that. There is no need to have pictures, simply saying Manmana Bhav. Simply saying Manmana Bhav. It takes an hour to explain a picture. God taught ancient Raj Yoga and you received the kingdom. Human beings would not teach you Raj Yoga. Remember the Father and the inheritance, and that is fine. However, until you explain the details of this to anyone, his intellect would not open. He would not be able to understand the word cycle. After you have seen a drama, that whole drama turns around in your intellect from the beginning to the end. In words, you would say that you have just been to see a drama. You would say that you have just been to see a drama. You also say that you know this drama. However, there are a lot of details in it. You receive the inheritance of peace and happiness from the Father. You have the cycle in your intellects. Your intellects also definitely have to remember the cycle of 84 births again and again. Only you Brahmins receive this knowledge and you then become deities. Brahma becomes Vishnu and Vishnu become Brahma. You were deities who took rebirth and then became Brahmins. A limited father simply creates and sustains his children. He would not destroy them. Destruction means the whole of the impure world will not remain. The whole of Ravan's kingdom is to be destroyed. How else would there be the kingdom of Rama? There they never burned Ravan. Nothing of the path of devotion continues on the path of knowledge. In the golden and silver ages, you experience the reward. That is the reward of knowledge. This is called the reward of devotion. Temporary, momentary happiness. At first, devotion was unadulterated, and then as it gradually became adulterated, everyone became completely unhappy. Only the one Father is the bestower of salvation. You have to tell them, remember the Father and the inheritance. Remember Him and you will receive the sovereignty of heaven. How you come into hell is also explained to you. You now know the beginning, the middle and end of the whole word cycle. At this time, you become seers of the three aspects of time. You tell people that even the deities were not seers of the three aspects of time. They would then ask you, so who are? They would then ask you, so who were? This is because no one knows you Brahmans of the confluence age. It has been shown that Hanuman used to go and sit among the shoes wherever there was a spiritual gathering. Why have they said this of Mahavir? Why? Because you children don't have body consciousness. For instance, if such a topic arises in a spiritual gatherings, you can tell them, if you want to receive liberation and liberation in life in a second, by studying ancient easy Raj Yoga and knowledge, and then go to such and such a place. The one who explains has to be very courageous and egoless. There should not be the slightest body consciousness. You can go and sit anywhere. If you are given some times, you should speak to him. If someone is strong, he would give lectures on how it is possible to receive liberation in life in a second while living at home with his or her family. No one apart from the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, can give you this. Only brave warriors can explain this. Only brave warriors can explain this. You are not forbidden to listen to them. While living at home, you children can do a lot of service. Tell them, if you want to study Raj Yoga, go to Brahma Kumaris. As you progress further, your name will be glorified. There will then be a majority. Now there are only a few. Your name has been mentioned in reference to abducting people. They say that Krishna abducted women, but there is no question of abduction. Would a teacher abduct anyone to teach him or her? Those who do service have to churn the ocean of knowledge a great deal and also remain very courageous. Those who do service have to churn the ocean of knowledge a great deal and then remain very courageous. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and we spiritual children says Namaste, good morning to our sweetest spiritual father. Essence for dharana. First, liberate all Sitas, the devotees, from Ravan's jail. Show everyone the path to liberation and liberation in life in a second. Second, remember the Father and the inheritance. Renounce body consciousness. Be a brave warrior and do service. Be a brave warrior and do service. Churn the ocean of knowledge and invent new methods of doing service. Today's blessing, feel Baba's hand on your head and take blessing. May you be constantly unshakable and immovable and experience the stage of pleasure in an adverse situation by using the method of nothing new. May you be constantly unshakable and immovable and experience the stage of pleasure in adverse situation by using the method of nothing new. Brahman means those who are constantly in a state of pleasure. Always have this song playing in your hearts. Which song? Which song? Wah Baba and Wah my fortune. Wah Baba and Wah my fortune. In the word, don't be surprised by any situation of upheaval, but put a full stop. No matter what happens, for you it is nothing new. It is not anything new. Make your stage so unshakable internally that you don't let your minds become confused with what or why. You will then be said to be unshakable and immovable souls. Slogan: let there be good feelings and good wishes in your attitude, and these pure vibrations will continue to spread. Let there be good feelings and good wishes in your attitude, and these pure vibrations will continue to spread. Om Shanti. Now, invaluable versions of jewel from old diaries of Dadis. First, you now have to imbibe divine virtues. The virtue of patience is inculcated with faith, and there is happiness in the stage of a detached observer. There is happiness in the stage of a detached observer. It is with the inculcation of this virtue that God is automatically revealed 1,000 steps ahead. Baba says, when you come even 2 steps closer in a subtle way, I will physically come many steps toward you. I will physically come many steps towards you. Knowledge is to be stable in your own personal aim. By being stable in your own stage, God Himself will come forward. By being stable in your own stage, God Himself will come forward. Remember these elevated versions of Baba. The more divine virtues you inculcate, the more you will be instruments to give happiness to one another. What you give today, you will receive tomorrow. What you give today, you will receive tomorrow. If today you give as a servant, tomorrow you will rule as a master. At present, you are bird servants, are you not? Second, let each one be stable in your original form and continue to make this chariot function. Let each one be stable in your original form and continue to make this chariot body function. It is as though you are making this chariot sit down, feeding it, and making it go to sleep. I make it talk with the mouth. If I am causing someone sorrow with this mouth, then I am insulting my own form. So the self, the perfect soul says, "O souls, I am sorry for you." So the self, the perfect soul says, "O soul, I am sorry for you. I, the pure soul, cannot enter such a soul, such a being. Wherever the pure soul is, you cannot feel sorry for that. You cannot feel sorry for that place because such a soul cannot give sorrow to anyone. The pure soul is an embodiment of happiness. An intellect that has such faith in the self only gives happiness. Such a soul is identical to my form, and those who have the faith that they are souls and yet give sorrow to others are pandits, are pandit in name only. Baba is saying, such a soul is identical to my form, and those who have the faith that they are souls and yet give sorrow to others are pandits in name only. They cannot influence others. Acha, Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba.